Wife is standing by her man, and she's not the only one outraged by her husband's firing. Fans are taking a big bite out of Domino's. Good evening, I'm Sherry Merkel.
And I'm Rich Fisher, and that is our top story tonight. A consumer revolt is growing against the people responsible for firing Tiger sportscaster Ernie Harwell. Besides jamming the Tiger and WJR radio switchboard and displaying bumper stickers and T-shirts that say, "Bo don't know Ernie," fans are fighting back where it will hurt the most. They're holding back money from the people they believe had the most to do with the firing. Domino's Pizza, which is owned by Tiger owner Tom Monahan. TV2's Kathy Walsh is standing by live at a Domino's Pizza shop with word that fans might be aiming their wrath in the wrong direction. Kathy?
That's right, Rich. When people stop buying pizza, and that's exactly what they're doing, they do believe they are hurting Domino's owner Tom Monahan. But they aren't. They are actually hurting the small businessmen and women like the folks you see behind me who actually own and operate these Domino's stores. These people are Ernie Harwell fans too, and tonight they are fighting back, fighting for their own survival.
Thanks for calling Domino's Pizza. Rich can help you.
Tiger fans are showing their disgust by withdrawing their support. The phones are ringing at this Domino's and others, but people aren't always ordering pizzas. They are also complaining about the Ernie Harwell decision.
I don't think it was a very good public relations decision on their part. They didn't handle it very well, so now we're scrambling, trying to save ourselves a little bit. We, like I said, we support Ernie. We love Ernie, and anyone who calls our stores and says we love Ernie in the next 2 days, we'll give them a free topping on their pizza.
Tim Brown manages 97 stores in 5 counties. The chain lost $35,000 in sales last night compared to an average Wednesday. But these stores are fighting back and withdrawing their advertising dollars from Tiger Baseball on WJR. This could cost the radio station $295,000.
We spent a lot of advertising dollars with WJR, and we have over the past 5 years, probably close to $1 million. And we made a conscious decision not to spend any advertising dollars with WJR and the Tigers in 1991.
Kevin Trelout works next door to Domino's and used to buy a lot of pizza here.
We were talking at the office today about possibly boycotting Domino's Pizza because of the decision they made to fire Ernie Harwell.
Mm-hmm. Did you decide to do it?
You know, we pretty much had the opinion that it wasn't a very good pizza anyways, but we're going to stay away from it.
This store alone has gotten over 30 calls in the last 24 hours about the Ernie incident. But again, these aren't the people you need to complain to. You need to call Domino corporate headquarters at 1-800-366-4667. That is Domino's customer complaint hotline. And any of your questions or problems that you have that you put on that hotline will be forwarded to Tiger Management. So someone will actually hear your complaint. But again, these small businessmen and women are not the people who made the decision, and they don't back it. Reporting live from Southfield, Kathy Walsh, TV2 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Kathy, thank you very much. The Harwell firing, definitely the talk of the town for the past couple of days, and judging by the responses we got to our TV2 phone poll last night on the Tigers' decision, look at this. Very, very few people agree with it. Only 280 people said, hey, it was a pretty good decision by the Tigers, but look, more than 9,000, in fact, almost 10,000 people said it was indeed a mistake. Sherry?
Well, Rich, there's already a group of Detroit lawyers and businessmen organizing a boycott of opening day. Instead of the traditional trip to Tiger Stadium for the home opener, organizers want everyone to stay home and listen to Ernie Harwell's play-by-play on the radio. In the meantime, T-shirts like these are selling like hotcakes at the Tel 12 Mall. There are also bumper stickers with the same message, "Bo don't know Ernie." The shirts are selling for $15 a piece at Tel 12 Mall, and they're almost already sold out. Well, Ernie Harwell doesn't have to ever worry about finding a job. The offers are already pouring in. The venerable voice of the Tigers is weighing his future options now, and he says he's very moved by the outpouring of affection toward him. TV2's Bill Gallagher was at the Harwell home today.
Hello?
The Harwell phone is constantly in use.
We've heard from everybody in all walks of life. We've heard from everybody in America except Bo Schembechler and Tom Monahan.
Ernie Harwell's day began before dawn. Calls from friends across the country, the White House, the president of the National League, and people who want to hire the gracious gentleman.
What kinds of job offers have you had so far?
Well, I'd rather not say, but I have had 5 calls in the last day, and different people asking me if I'd like to work for them. And I'm not going to rush into that. I'm going to take my time about it.
But it doesn't seem like you're going to have too much concern about landing firmly on your feet in this thing.
Well, I hope not. And even if I don't work, even if I retire, I'm the kind of a guy that likes to keep busy. I've got a lot of interest, and I don't think I'm going to twiddle my thumbs.
There are some of Ernie's devoted fans who would like to put thumb screws into Tiger owner Tom Monahan and club president Bo Schembechler for dumping Harwell. But the kindly gentleman wants restraint in the growing wave of protest over his firing.
Naturally, I'm gratified by them. I appreciate the support. I hope the folks don't embarrass the ball club or the station or me or themselves, but and they keep it within bounds. But it's certainly great to see that people have the affection for you that they do.
Lulu Harwell says she's taking it harder than her husband.
I'm a little more emotional about it because I'm the mother hen around here, and I just I support my husband and my children, and if anybody wants to hurt them or deal with them unfairly, I don't like it.
Ernie remains soft-spoken, kind, and humble, virtues which often elude lesser types. For instance, some greedy millionaires or crude bullies.
I've really felt good, and I'm sorry I caused so much commotion, but I guess that's the nature of the beast.
And the nature of the man is to remain dignified, benevolent, and eloquent in spite of adversity. In Farmington Hills, Bill Gallagher, TV2 Eyewitness News.
Wonder exactly what Bill meant by that. Ernie and his wife Lulu say they're going to celebrate Christmas at home with their children. Well, Tiger fans continue to vent their anger over the ousting of Ernie Harwell.
Well, they sure do. More than 24 hours after the announcement, the backlash does not seem to be letting up. Throughout the day, the switchboard at the Tiger front office has been lighting up with calls from fans complaining about the decision. Calls are coming away from as far away as New York and Chicago. Some angry Ernie Harwell fans even sent telegrams to Bo Schembechler today. The J.P. McCarthy show on WJR Radio this morning was also dominated by furious comments about Harwell's firing.
I love Ernie Harwell like we all do, and I'm going to miss him. I wish he had been allowed to seal his own fate, so I'm disappointed. I'm not mad, no. None of us is going to get out of this world alive, you know. We're all temporary. It'll happen to you someday, and it'll happen to me, too.
Well, one award-winning sports columnist in Detroit who has had close ties to Bo Schembechler in the past is, well, quite frankly, even questioning this latest move and calling it one of the most shameful acts he's ever witnessed from a sports franchise. Detroit Free Press columnist Mitch Albom joining us now. Mitch, you said that in your column this morning. What do you think Bo's going to, how do you think he's going to react when he reads that? You two are very close.
Well, that's not, really, Rich, that's not my concern. I mean, Bo and my relationship doesn't affect my journalistic ethics, and when something's wrong, I have to say that it's wrong. I actually called Bo last night to talk with him about this whole thing, and I told him, quite frankly, I was going to blast him in the newspaper, and he said, go ahead. You know, I mean, that's always been the way the relationship has been, and I think he deserved to get blasted, and so did the Tigers, and I'm sure he'll take it in full stride.
Mitch, what did Bo tell you on the telephone? He's been very difficult, of course, to contact today. Did he make this decision? Was Jim Campbell involved? Was Tom Monahan involved?
You know, it's funny. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going around, Rich, but I really don't think it was that much of a conspiracy. I think WJR is getting off the hook a little bit too easily here. Everybody keeps pointing at Monahan and Bo, but they had quite a big say in this as well. And from what I've heard, this was not an idea that was new to them. They had discussed it before. As far as Bo's concerned, he's taking responsibility for it. Yeah, he says, you know, I think his mistake is that he's just looking at Ernie as an announcer, nothing more. He's an announcer, he's an aging announcer, and aging announcers eventually move on. And I think what he's missing here is that Ernie's a lot more than an announcer to people here. And I think the outcry today is evidence.
Well, he certainly is a treasure to us around these parts that have listened to him for so very long. You know Bo as well as anybody else. You co-authored a book with him. Is Bo the type of guy that can say, good Lord, look at all this backlash. Maybe I've made a major mistake and change his mind?
No. No, in fact, the bigger the backlash, the more adamant he'll get, even if he's wrong. And he may know deep down that, boy, this was a mistake, but no. If people are thinking that the more noise they make, the more he'll back off. Now, I'm talking about Bo personally. Yeah. There are other elements involved in this decision, not just Bo, but no, Bo, you push Bo hard one way, he pushes back hard the other way.
You know, he really is a type of guy that seems to be very hard-headed in this type of a situation. Here's a guy that's certainly one of the most revered figures in our community now, it's certainly today, one of the most hated.
Well, I mean, I don't think I should be tagged as Bo Schembechler's psychiatrist. I'm not. And I can't defend or understand necessarily every move that he makes. I don't know if he's most hated, but I think I question this particular decision. I don't think it was a good one, and I don't think it was a smart one. But Bo's a big boy, and he can handle himself without me having to talk for him.
Yeah, Mitch, what about this this so-called lie that Bo wanted Ernie to tell about Ernie announcing his own retirement during the winter press tour?
Yeah, there seems to be some confusion about that. I don't believe that Bo actually suggested that to Ernie. And Ernie, in fact, when I talked with Ernie this morning at WLLZ, he said that in thinking back on it, it was more of a suggestion by the parties involved rather than Bo coming out and saying, we want you to do this. So I think it was just a feeling that was given to Ernie that it would be better if he called it a retirement. And Ernie, in his wisdom, said, it's not a retirement, and I'm not going to call it one.
Did Bo ever tell you in your conversations with him, did he ever specifically say why this decision was made?
Rich, basically he said, you know, Ernie's getting older, his contract was up, everybody's time comes, and it's time to go with somebody else. He never said anything bad about him. He never said he disliked him. He never said he wasn't doing a good job. He never said anything about he wanted to go with the youth movement. He said there were some things that nobody knows about and that he wasn't going to tell me, and I had to leave it at that. I can't say that it was adequate answers, but you're asking me a question. I'm giving you the response.
You think he can survive all this professionally?
Bo?
Yeah.
Yes, I think most people can. There have been some real bonehead moves made in American business, and the guys are still running their companies. This isn't the first. It won't be the last. I hope. And people have asked me a lot. You know, well, will this affect next season? Sadly, Rich, I think people. It's hard to ask people to be angry from December till April.
They tend to forget, don't they?
They do tend to forget. I hope that they don't forgive and forget. I hope that in the back of their minds they remember that this is what happens in professional sports, and this is the kind of organization we're dealing with here. And I don't expect them to be banging their fists come April, opening day, but I do hope that they'll remember all throughout the season when they listen to Ernie just what the Tigers and WJR, again, let's not forget them, did to him.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mitch Albom, for joining us tonight. And, of course, there is more backlash tonight to the Ernie Harwell firing. Coming up later in sports, you're going to hear from other play-by-play announcers in this town, including George Blaha of the Pistons, who are all going to bat for a guy by the name of Ernie Harwell. Sherry?
Well, another big sports story today, this time involving former Pistons great, Hall of Famer Dave Bing.
Yeah, did he supply recruits from his alma mater with money? Well, that's the focus of an NCAA investigation tonight.
And could pieces of a meteorite that fell over a Michigan town contain secrets to life on other planets? Well, the search is on for the rock.
I'm Chris Edwards. Our holiday weekend will start kind of wet, but before it's over, it could turn white and cold. I'll have the forecast coming up.
The chill is on. Hudson's 3-day fur sale. Coyote, raccoon, beaver, and blue fox coats just $12.88. Thursday through Saturday at Hudson's.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
Available at Arbor, Perry Drug, Aco, and Meyer. Makes a great gift.
On the next hard copy, the Washington sex scandal that rocked the nation. We have Vicki Morgan's sex tapes that contain the intimate details of her affair with Washington power broker Alfred Bloomingdale. A kinky affair that gave her incredible wealth and may have led to her horrible death.
I think Vicki might have made a blackmail move.
We talked to her lawyer, her lover, and her killer, and examined the tapes for clues to why she was really killed on hard copy.
Get the untold story Thursday at 7 on TV2.
Well, the good news about interest rates coming down has not turned into good news for consumers. Banks are paying less for the money they borrow, but they are refusing to pass along the savings to you. TV2 business editor Murray Feldman looks into this one tonight. So far, I believe only one major bank is passing along the savings.
And some smaller banks have, but really the savings that consumers were waiting for right before the holidays hasn't happened. As you know, it's the Federal Reserve that holds America's purse strings and controls the cost of money by regulating what the banks pay when they borrow it to lend to you. But over the past month, the Federal Reserve has lowered interest rates to banks at least 3 different times. However, only a few small banks have in turn lowered rates to consumers. Today, one major bank, First National Bank of Chicago, lowered its prime rate from 10% to 9.5%. Other banks have not. Now, many behind the scenes think that they've had such a bum year, they're holding out trying to make a few extra bucks, borrowing money at new low rates, but still charging you higher rates. They are expected to lower their rates eventually, and we'll keep following that story for you. Well, if you shop at Farmer Jack and AMP, you'll soon be able to charge it. As a matter of fact, you can do it tonight. The stores are now accepting MasterCard and Visa. This is really another indication of the slow economy, how American companies are trying to keep more business coming in their doors. News from the Soviet Union that Foreign Minister Shevardnadze is resigning could spell trouble for the United States. Now, if this signals a radical change in the Soviet Union's commitment to freedom and support in the Persian Gulf, a lot of current plans could be dashed. That news hit Wall Street today pretty hard. The news had the stock market down more than 26 points at one time today. However, it recovered, with the Dow Jones Industrials closing with a small gain of under 3 points. You know the foamy packaging stuff that comes in boxes to protect products? It looks like little things, little white things usually. They get all over the place and then the kids start to put them in their mouths. Well, there is something new. This is it. It's called EcoFoam, and it's from the company in suburban Chicago, American Excelsior Company. Now, this stuff really does a trick to disappear. Take a look at this. When you're finished with the packaging, you just put it in the water and then wait a couple seconds. Stir it around if you must, and it dissolves. It is totally gone. We're told that it will not harm the environment because there's really nothing in it to harm the environment. It's just cornstarch, no toxic residues.
Wow,
that's great.
It's also good news for farmers. It's another product for them to sell. Corn, another market for them.
Well, those things are a pain in the neck, too, aren't they?
They are. Yeah. Take a couple home.
Okay, thanks very much.
Well, it streaked across the skies of southeastern Michigan earlier this month. We're talking about a giant meteorite.
Yeah, today an astronomer begins his search for a piece of the rock.
Also ahead in sports, Eli will have the latest on that NCAA investigation involving Dave Bing. Stay with us.
Hold out?
No doubt.
Out to knock about.
Got to keep those hands warm. First you get your hands in these toasty, the little stretch glove with the grip. Rummin', tossin', tumblin', toasty, the little stretch glove with the grip.
Big reception.
No exception.
Guys, watch that interception.
Got something to get your hands on. First, you get your hands in these toasty, the little stretch glove with the grip.
He got me into trouble more times than I could count. But what are friends for? Times it was a joke, he played me for a fool. But what are friends for? Well, I remember once he stole my girl, but that's okay, I stole his too. By that man in the middle of it, the best comes shining through. By that man in the middle.
I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up.
Hey, holiday toy shoppers. Toys R Us is having its biggest clearance ever. 30 to 75% off on thousands of toys. It's our $100 million holiday clearance, and it's just in time for Christmas. Look for the red stickers and save on thousands of toys at Toys R Us. Remember, we've got the most toys, all at low, low prices. But hurry, they're going fast.
I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Presenting a way to make life a lot simpler. The Clapper. Turn on a lamp. Turn on the music. Turn off the TV. Use it anywhere you need a helping hand.
Simple.
Plug it in and insert the plug from just about anything.
Simple.
Clap on, clap off. Clap on, clap off. The Clapper.
Give it a big hand.
The Clapper is available at Perry, Arbor Drug, Meijer, and Woolworth.
Well, the metro area could provide the key to unlocking a scientific mystery surrounding life in another universe. Today, Michigan State University astronomer Doug Murphy is searching a wooded area near the small town of Chelsea for the remains of a meteorite that crashed near the area 2 weeks ago. This particular meteorite could contain materials that would indicate a life form somewhere in another universe. If Murphy finds pieces of the rock with evidence of life form, he could end up getting a $1,000 reward. The last time a similar meteorite was found was nearly 20 years ago in Australia and Mexico.
Let's talk some sports now. A newspaper report out of Syracuse implicating Dave Bing and some possible NCAA rules violations.
Not NCAA yet.
Not yet.
Let's leave them out of it. No, it's just a newspaper report, and the newspaper is the Syracuse Post-Standard. They had conducted a 7-month probe, and they accused Syracuse basketball boosters of some payments to players. And among those charges is that Dave Bing gave $400 to Eric Sanifer, an Ann Arbor kid who now attends Bing's alma mater, Syracuse. Bing, of course, a noted alum of Syracuse, former roommate of Coach Jim Boeheim, but giving money, oh, Bing is emphatic about that.
I won't give kids money because I think you're really sending the wrong message. These kids are too spoiled as it is. Just the mere fact that it's Syracuse and it's a basketball program and I played with Jimmy in a room with Jimmy, and then you've got some Michigan kids in the program, and that's limited. I think it's probably kind of natural for them to try to link all of this together.
Once again, the NCAA has not pointed the finger at Dave Bing. UNLV, though, surprise, is being charged with 29 new rules violations by the NCAA. Pistons decided they were done giving teams too much respect, so they came home very angry and determined. On a night that Ernie Harwell's fates dominated the news, they dominated the Chicago Bulls. John Sally evidenced the kind of defensive effort that held Michael Jordan and his men to 84 points with these back-to-back blocks. Pistons built a 16-point lead by the half. Isaiah here inside to Vinnie Johnson, and they would hold that lead. Isaiah had 10 assists and 19 points to lead them as the Pistons pound their arch rivals 105-84, this after having lost 7 of their last 8 games.
Yeah, I think that we've given too many teams too much credit. We're feeling that they're better or they've gotten better. Fine if you've gotten better, fine, but you still got to come at us.
In true layman speaking,
yes, please.
A royal ass kicking.
That's one way to describe it. The Pacers fired Coach Dick Versace today. Ernie Harwell feedback never ending. The Stormer protest over his treatment by the Tigers, that is. Still, we can't find anybody who seems to have any grounds to support it.
It shouldn't be that way, especially a person that's been there as long as he have, and the qualification that he brought with him and the things that he have done for the club. You seem like they would let him pick his time. Any Hall of Famer or true professional, they won't overstay their time. They know when.
What does loyalty mean anymore, Gates?
Nah, there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty. I mean, years ago, yeah. But now you keep hearing the word business. Well, it always was a business.
All right, Ernie Harwell's Tiger demise, of course, makes all of us in this business flinch at our lack of security. And as Fred Heumann reports, especially those who do exactly what Ernie does.
Pass by Gretzky. Bruce Martin has been the voice of the Red Wings for 27 years.
It's a quick chance opportunity for Chabot. He scores!
George Blaha is in his 15th season with the Pistons.
He melts it from 50!
But neither of them claim to hold a candle to this guy.
Strike! God, he stood there like the house by the side of the road.
So the news of a fellow compatriot getting let go didn't sit well with either of them.
I thought it was cruel, and I thought it was foolish.
I think maybe selfishly I said to myself, holy cow, that'll make me the oldest play-by-play man in Detroit. Oh, I feel for Ernie. I know that he's been extremely loyal, not only to the Detroit Tigers, but he's been so good for Detroit broadcasting. He's been good for the broadcasting industry. You know that, friend.
It is not overstating it to say Ernie Harwell is as much a part of Tiger history as Ty Cobb. But we all figured Ernie would have his own say on when he departed here, and the fact that he didn't is what disturbs Ernie's peers most.
There is something on that balance sheet that says goodwill, and I think in parentheses, if you're going to put any kind of goodwill on the Tiger balance sheet, it probably goes under the name Ernie Harwell.
I know that Ernie lives his job. He lives baseball. He lives broadcasting, and that is why it's so difficult for him to leave. I think if anything I've learned from Ernie, it's just the fact that it's great to be respected, and I think that's what Ernie has done, and he's handled this latest chaos, critical period of his life in such a classy way that I guess maybe there's another huge lesson.
I really feel like the man had to be worth something to the Tigers, and not just a little something.
In Birmingham, Fred Heumann, TV2 Eyewitness Sports.
Boy, I tell you, there is nobody out there that doesn't seem to be hurt and affected, puzzled, confused with this whole thing.
Haven't heard the last of it either.
No.
Thanks, Eli. Well, if you're planning on doing any traveling this holiday weekend, don't go away.
Meteorologist Chris Edwards has a messy forecast coming up, full of rain and maybe even that other four-letter word, snow. Stay with us.
Due to excess inventory, GMC Truck is holding a model closeout. This is a limited-time program to reduce inventory levels on 1990 Sierra pickup trucks only. The program includes $500 cash back or a competitive finance rate for qualified buyers, plus a special cash value incentive direct to dealers. Come in today and make your best deal on a 1990 Sierra pickup while supplies last.
GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore. It's quality on the road.
Hey, nice suit. Expensive?
Not at Burlington Coat Factory.
Designer dress. Cost a lot?
Not at Burlington Coat Factory.
Wow, great outfits. Cost your mom plenty?
Not at Burlington Coat Factory.
But why do they call it Burlington Coat Factory?
Because they have more thieves than anybody.
Besides, ever try to say Burlington ladies, men's, kids, suits, shirts, sportswear, linens, dresses, furs, slacks, Coat Factory?
Our future depends on the guidance and encouragement we provide in the present. That's what the Class of '95 project is all about. Teachers, students, it takes two.
Well, if you're going to be driving, it could be very messy out there sometime soon, right, Chris?
That's right, Sherry. It's quiet now, partly cloudy and 39 at the airport. We have a light southeasterly wind and a steady barometer. But there are changes in the works. Look at the satellite view. It shows right now we've got mostly clear skies. If we can take a look at that satellite picture, things are quiet, as I mentioned, around here now. However, just to the south of us, lots of clouds and rain. Now, this rain is marching to the north. This cold air, it's moving to the east. They're both going to get here, but in a different order. First of all, later on tonight, the rain will move northward toward us, and I think toward dawn or so, we have a good chance of getting that rain in here, but most of the night will be dry. We're watching low pressure along this front, and that behind that front is the very, very cold air. Now, for tomorrow, Friday, it's just going to be soggy around here. Same story if you head west toward Chicago for all those traveling, and most of the east, okay, but head west of about, Madison, Wisconsin, and there's a good chance of some snow. And speaking of snow, this frontal system will continue moving in our general direction. Now, on Saturday, morning rain, then it moves out. But the cold air moves in during the day on Saturday, and this is what we're watching. Low pressure forming along the front will probably bring us some snow around here on Sunday. Hard to say how much it'll accumulate, but it could at least cover the ground. 36 for low temperature tonight and rising. Then for tomorrow, up to 50 by the evening hours as warm air rushes in. Good chance of rain. Could be a soaking rain tomorrow. And then, again, the morning rain showers on Saturday. 48 in the morning, then temperatures fall. 34 on Sunday with that snow. And again, we could see an inch or two. We'll keep you updated. And cold on Christmas. It'll be our coldest day of the season, Christmas Day.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
And that wraps up Eyewitness News at 6.
I'll be back tonight at 11 with Joe Glover. In the meantime, you have a nice evening.
Good night.